This is Orlando Sentinel Now.
Hello, it's Wednesday, September 29th. We've made it to the middle, and today I'm here with Grace Toohey and Matt Palm. Today we're talking about the continued search for the 19-year-old Valencia college woman. Also, we're going to take a look at the Orlando Museum of Art, a new look for them. They got a makeover. We'll find out what that means. But we're going to start here with Grace Toohey. So family and friends jumping in on the search for this 19-year-old Valencia college student. Catch us up, Grace.
Yeah, so we've been now looking for Miya Marcano since Friday. So it's been multiple days that she's been missing. She was last seen at the apartment complex where she lives and works. It's Arden Villas on Friday at 5 p.m. And so since then, there's been nothing about her. We haven't seen her or gotten any information from her. So her family has been out here. They're actually from South Florida, so a lot of them have driven up to come look in Central Florida, and they've been really centraling their search around her apartment complex, which is right near UCF, and then also a Seminole County apartment complex where a person of interest in her disappearance was actually found dead on Monday, and so that was definitely some grim news, and the family has taken this as a sign that there's likely foul play in her disappearance, and officials are calling her disappearance really suspicious, and they are still looking for answers, but they're really concerned.
Yeah, tell us about this dark twist a little bit further. Found in a garage at the apartment, a suicide apparently. This is concerning there.
Yeah, so this is really a concerning twist. So this man it's a 27-year-old. His name is Armando Caballero, and he was an employee at the Arden Villas apartment complex where Mia lives and works. And he was a maintenance employee, and so he had access to people's apartments through a big key that could get into anyone's room. And so what officials found out is actually on the day that Mia disappeared, he had entered her room, but not for any reason. She hadn't put in a work order, asked for help with anything. So for some reason, he went in inappropriately. And so he had actually been named a person of interest because of this. And then on Monday, officials found him dead in a garage in a Seminole County apartment complex. It's unclear what his ties to this apartment complex was, if he had lived there or worked there ever. We haven't figured that out yet, but yes, he died of an apparent suicide. And the scary thing is that what officials have said is that he had expressed a romantic interest in Mia at some point, and she had declined him multiple times. And so, they're concerned about what that might mean for what their relationships or what his motive might have been.
Yeah, you mentioned they're at the Seminole County apartment looking in the area surrounding it. Is there any other areas that they're also looking? I understand this right now is a lot of details still coming to the surface.
I think that right now family and friends are trying to find anything to hold on to. And so they've been searching that area by UCF where her apartment was, and now they had moved to that Seminole County apartment complex. They were searching in the woods around it. They were knocking on doors. They're handing out flyers. They're really trying to do whatever they can to get her name, her face out to the public. So if anyone sees her, anyone knows anything, that they can get any information about her at this point.
All right. Well, concerning one there, of course, stay with the story on OrlandoCentral.com. Grace Toohey's following that one. All right, we're moving forward here to Matt Palm. And so we're going to talk about the Orlando Museum of Art. They've got a makeover. What does this mean for the gallery? It's a whole new look inside.
Absolutely, Rich. In fact, no one at the museum of the current staff could remember the last time they did such a major makeover. The museum was actually closed to the public for more than a month. And there's one small gallery that they use for school education trips that is essentially unchanged, but everything else in the museum has been redone. The art taken down, it's been rehung, new exhibits have come up, new exhibits have come in. I mean, we're talking more than 300 pieces of art being switched around. And while they were doing that, they took the opportunity to clean everything, to repaint a lot of the museum. It is a fresh new look.
Yeah, I can't imagine this. I'm trying to get my head around this. Like, you have these pieces of work, some of them priceless, and like, how do you move all of them without gouging them? This undertaking of taking everything down and reconfiguring.
Well, Rich, the answer to that is the proverbial very carefully is how you move them when they're priceless works of art. You set me up for that one, sorry. But it really is a massive undertaking, and there was a lot of talk when I got a tour of the place about how hard the staff worked, how they pushed themselves, how they all pulled together. And you may remember the museum has had kind of a tumultuous period. The previous director left rather abruptly after staff complained about the atmosphere at the museum and his leadership style. But the new director, who just arrived a few months ago, said everyone has come together. He's seen a real change in just the whole culture of the organization, and that this is sort of a symbolic, it's a fresh start. It's a new day for the museum.
That's great. And so within the new look, there's also a show that just started up. It seems like a who's who name of old masters. I mean, Botticelli, Tintoretto. Tell us about this exhibit. Is this a traveling show that's at the museum right now?
Well, it is a borrowed show, I would say. I'm not sure it's going to other places, but a large portion of a collection from the Bob Jones University, which is a Christian university in South Carolina, is here. And they have a huge art collection of the people you were mentioning, but it's all medieval Renaissance art. And of course, being a Christian university, art back then was all essentially religious based. So it's just famous paintings of saints and the Holy Family and scenes from the Bible, and it's fascinating. I mean, we're talking, these are centuries old pieces of art, and they're gorgeous. Whether you have any spiritual belief in what they're showing or not, just the actual depictions, the actual style and technique of them. I mean, like you said, we're talking Botticelli. I mean, this is a big deal.
Right. You talk about that culture change within the museum and this excitement building. And the thing is, it just seems to continue. This news of the new campus downtown, it just seems to be like the museum is really on this like upward spiral, you would say.
Yeah, they are working really hard. The new director, his name is Aaron DeGroft, and he said, one of his goals is to give more variety in what the museum is presenting. So even with this exhibit, while we have these old masters and we have Georgia O'Keeffe in another area, some Titian, I mean, these famous names, but he also has like two photography galleries going right now. One is a fascinating gallery of Mexican photography, which is just these gorgeous shots, contemporary. And then another gallery is Clyde Butcher, who many Floridians will know. He is a famous black and white nature photographer. He shoots large scale, giant looks of the Everglades, other swamps in Florida, and just creates these stunning vistas where and because they're black and white, you sort of see everything in a different way. So, I mean, there's a wide variety available. Even the shop has been redone, Rich. They've renamed it, they've rebranded it, they took all the merchandise out, they got rid of stuff that wasn't selling, they've restocked it. Now it's called the Oma Design Store. And literally top to bottom, it's a new start.
That's great. That's great. We'll leave in a point here with you. It just seems like art should be exciting, and it's really cool when the people behind it are excited. I think that you can see that when they actually put on shows and displays.
Oh yeah, taking the tour with them, they are so happy and proud and excited. And the museum, it just opened again to the public this past weekend, and they're waiting for people to come in and check it out.
That's great. All right, well, go ahead and read more about that one right now on OrlandoSentinel.com. But we're going to go ahead and push pause for today. Appreciate you being with us. I also want to point out, become a subscriber. Go to OrlandoSentinel.com/subscribe. Appreciate you supporting our work. But we're going to call it quits for today. Until next time, I'm Rich, Matt, and Grace. Everyone have a great day. We'll see you soon.
Watch Orlando Sentinel Now live every weekday at noon on our Facebook page and on OrlandoSentinel.com.